Over the years, I've had the privilege of taking students all over the world. There's a point on every program where they get it. They get this idea that they're global citizens. And there's lots of things that we can do here in the classroom to help them understand that. But until they're on the ground in Shanghai or Vietnam or Malaysia, they just can't really understand their position in the world. And there is this point where you can see the light go in their eyes and they start realizing that they could work anywhere. And for me, that's the thing. That's the thing that really gets me excited about doing this.
I was in New York for about 3 and a bit months, and it fundamentally changed the way that I saw my future. University degrees teach you about something. I think Swinburne Abroad programs teach you about yourself. And more so when you travel and you see the world, you get a better understanding of what's out there, and you get a sense of who you are in that world.
I am a huge advocate for going abroad because it's not just about traveling. It is about finding yourself and practicing those interpersonal skills in a bigger context. Networking is great because they get to meet people that they will normally never come across, especially with our industry-linked programs. When they come back brighter, they come back more energized and more focused in their discipline.
There's a level of clarity after you take a step back or find distance between the person that you were in a city or a place, and you get a fresh reset and you get to talk to so many people from different cultures, food, all of those wonderful parts of the other side of the world. You come back and it really crystallizes what's important.
It was a transformative experience. I went on exchange because I wanted to try something new, something different. Before that, aviation was the goal. I wanted to be a pilot, sit in a cockpit, fly around the world. Each abroad program that I did just showed me a little bit more about me. I learned a lot about what I actually enjoy, what my passions are, what animates me and motivates me to, wake up in the morning. I think took me down a completely different path. And now I'm in education and digital technology, so a very different pathway that I think stemmed from my experiences abroad.
I went to Finland to study material technology in the hope that I would find my way into the car industry, and that didn't end up working. But the skills I learnt from the units in Finland, those courses were directly relevant to the business I started.
The kinds of skills they develop, partly it's about understanding how to work in different cultures. They have to learn to adapt, and they have to do it very, very quickly. And that makes them more adaptable in every aspect of their lives. We try to push them a little bit within their own limits, and they discover that they can actually do far more than they ever thought they were capable of.
I'm currently in Germany, about to start a 12-month placement here in Munich for engineering. Just before this, I was also in Spain on a 6-week overseas internship. And a few years ago, I also did a study tour over in India. These opportunities have definitely helped me grow as a person, not just in the skills that I've developed and finally being able to see how the theory is put into practice in the workforce, but also just the confidence and the independence that I've developed. I never, ever saw myself moving to another country, starting a full-time job, living alone for the first time. I'm really glad I've done it.
I studied some sustainability units in Sweden, and that was really eye-opening. I think the way that they go about teaching sustainability to their students is really, really, really different. And I think it definitely sparked a bit of passion for that industry as well. And then while I was over there, one of my past lecturers reached out and he was like, "Oh, would you be interested in doing a study tour in Thailand?" And I was like, yes, very much so. I think I gained a lot of resilience. There was a lot of things that definitely tested me and pushed me to my limits. But when you get through that and you've done it by yourself, that is what contributes to that self-confidence.
I wanted to have a really unique university experience, living on campus, exploring a new city, and that was something that I really wanted to do, was essentially just have fun. And I got exactly that when I did my overseas exchange to Ohio. I now live in London and I run Superthink, which is a creative agency that does design and social impact for businesses and startups.
For one of my electives, I could choose to go somewhere. And I went on the study tour to South Korea on an e-bike hackathon trip.
They are not just working on something that's live. This is a real projects that they get to contribute, brainstorm ideas, and at the end they actually do a presentation and get mentored as well.
So being the intensive 2-week program, we built an emergency vehicle for South Korean streets because they're really tight. It was probably the night before we were presenting it. And so it was due 8 a.m. in the morning and we had curfew at 1 a.m. So there's a video of us at, I think, 11:30 to 12 a.m. just putting all the panels on the car, finishing it off. And we had some house techno music blasting and everyone's just, the group of, I think, 8 of us just all working on this one car and seeing what we've been building for 2 weeks come together. That was probably the best memory I have, doing something I'm passionate about.
I think most academics feel the same way. Student success really is our success. And every time I see our students flourish once they finish the program and coming back and being the best version of themselves, that really gives extra level of energy to the teaching and to the research and to the institution as well for allowing this kind of programs to happen for our students.
I think it also gets overlooked how important it is for the university itself, because some of the connections that we make go on to be research connections or they become industry connections. And the study tours themselves become a vehicle for doing this whole range of other activities that are important to the university's business. And I always find the students that do study tours actually become better students later on because they're more worldly, they understand themselves much better and what their course is actually for. They usually are much more successful after doing one of these programs.
Exchange was almost a bit of an escape, just a bit of a breather. I'm so glad that I did that because I met so many incredible people and that exposure was honestly priceless.
So I'd say to people wanting to travel, just go for it. You have no reason not to. That's how I got one of my internships that I'm working now, from connections from that trip.
We actually went on a trip to the Finnish Lapland and that was insane, the definition of winter wonderland.
Northern Lights, the whole thing. Stayed in a Finnish wood cabin with a bunch of people you meet over there, and it was the best decision I possibly have ever made.
Mobility is important. Mobility is often considered to be a bit of a sideline activity, but it is actually pivotal and central to everything universities are about. We are trying to make the world a better place, ultimately, and mobility plays a really key role. We take our students, we immerse them in other cultures, and they get to understand a lot more about themselves and about the world.